This is a news show. We're gonna find the footage everywhere. Let's find it. Main thing I want to say to you.
Hello, Internet. It is Tuesday, March 16th, 2010. You are, of course, watching The Philip DeFranco Show, the 6th most subscribed channel here on YouTube today. 7th most subscribed? We're going to Plan B! Plan B! What's happening, Forum? I laugh at the beginning of every sentence so you know I'm having a good time. And you know who else is having a good time? Your cat. You'll call him Captain Meow Meow.
Oh God, I'm gonna fall. No, if I jump, I'll just,
That cat's owner is such a dick. And after he laughs at his cat, he's all, I'm so sorry. Now I'm gonna tell a joke that's really bad. Self-deprecating humor. And now I'm gonna continue showing you unlicensed copyrighted material that's actually illegal. And I'll continue making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on other people's content, all while using copyrighted logos from Fox News, CBS, and ESPN. I'm sure they won't have a problem with that. And YouTube's gonna turn a blind eye to it even though I'm using material from Viacom, who's in a $1 billion lawsuit with YouTube. I'll just say fair use when I take the check to the bank. I'm just kidding. It's direct deposit. I know what you're thinking. But Phil, how do you really feel? But hey, we all have our faults. Some people just think they understand what fair use is, and I use licensed images of very, very sexy girls to gain views. But at the end of the day, I can raise my head high, look in the mirror, and say, Phil, some people that watched your video thinking it was something else did find the links in the description, and they probably masturbated. Sometimes it's all that keeps me going. I apologize, I'm just in this giddy mood. It's one of those cloudy days. I like to refer to these days as board game days. The kind of days you realize that all the serious shit in your life is bullshit. You just gotta make do with what you have fun with it. Not overlook the good things in your life because you think of them as responsibilities. And that's what sometimes this fun thing feels like. This conversation, these outward thoughts, sometimes make me think of myself as a dancing monkey for the audience. That's actually why I've always had the monkey poster in the background or the monkey intro. A lot of people have always wondered, because I feel like we're all kind of dancing monkeys. Whether it's for our jobs, our friends, and sometimes you take things for granted. This setup that we have of me talking to you and you talking to me through comments and video responses, it's just one of those lucky things. Like a dude like me scoring with a 10. You know, it was awesome. We hit it off. Then I realized that I'm me. You're a 10. I always want to keep you pleased. So then rather than enjoying everything there is to enjoy about you, you overthink it and you resent it. And every time you think you're gonna leave because it's too much stress, she does that thing with her hips. And it makes you feel good and you remember why you're there in the first place. But over the time in this relationship, I realized that I have to be honest with myself. You have shortcomings and I have shortcomings. The problem is you guys literally have a few 100,000 personalities. And I've got to stop worrying that you're gonna leave me for the next best thing, because like most things in life, good things and bad things come to an end, start all over again but with a new coat of paint. But with all those things, they will eventually burn out and disappoint you. So I guess if there's anything for me to aim for is to be your favorite disappointment. You can do that one of two ways. The first, of course, you watching me for 3 years and then eventually hating me. The second, of course, is if you allow me to try and have sex with you. Would probably be as equally disappointing. Self-deprecating humor. He said his penis is small, so it must be big. My personal favorite disappointment is Zay Frank. He's the vlogger who inspired me. At South by Southwest, I met him and I shook his hand and thanked him for inspiring me. We were supposed to have an interview, but he kind of forgot or bailed or something. And I was disappointed because one, he had ended his show a long time ago and it was one of my favorite things. And two, because he kept postponing to an unspecified date. But I find it's our disappointments that move us the most. Whether it inspires you to make your own show, or that it made me realize I should pull my own head out of my own ass. And while I was here on my trip to South by Southwest, I met a viewer at 3 o'clock in the morning because he was leaving in an hour. And I never want to forget or take you for granted. Because no matter how much I would achieve, if you weren't there, well, it really wouldn't be a conversation. And I love these conversations because we can talk about anything that's going on in my mind. Like Heidi Montag's on the new set of the Adam Sandler movie. You know, I don't want to talk about her role, how she prepared. I want to ask the honest question that now that Heidi Montag is 51% fake, if I still want to hit it, does that make me an objectum sexual? Probably. Then of course we can talk about the very serious issue of AOL's program Seed. It's essentially a program that takes advantage of amateur journalists, kids just graduating out of college, and journalists who lost their jobs in the recession. The incentive for them is that if you write a story for one of the AOL websites, they'll give you $50. Or hey, if you want to do it for CNN's iReport, you can do it for free. Now, I'm not asking for something nice or something filled with even a tad bit of common sense. I mean, we're talking about a company that offered more free hours than hours that existed in a month. But you've essentially taken this group of desperate people and thrown them at people for interviews, which has resulted in several artists being harassed by a ton of people from Seed, all looking for the same interview. And AOL has joined a group of other companies that have essentially taken crowdsourcing as a way to devalue people making content on the internet. So thank ya. Oh geez, and for the 2 people still watching at this point, this video is 5 minutes long. Oh my god. Time for our Tuesday question of the day. Who's your favorite disappointment? And what have they inspired you to do? But guys, I'm gonna leave you on that, because that's really all that mattered to me today. Of course, my name is Philip DeFranco, and you've just been filled in. How you doing? Okay, so you have to act like you're at a proctologist. Who you doing?